Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Boliye Shri Vedavyasa Bhagavan ki Jai. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Boliye Shri Vedavyasa Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Hari Om. We are in this 10th month of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and the 50th day of these talks on the Bhagavad Gita on this Chinmaya Brinda channel. We are viewing the Bhagavad Gita from the lens of Bhagwan Sri Adisankaracharya. So what is this? In the 9th chapter, the last few verses, what does Bhagwan say? He describes about the glory of Bhagwan and then he says, Manmana Bhava. So what do I have to do in life? Manmana Bhava. Always be in the mind of Bhagwan. Be in contemplation of Bhagwan. Manmana Bhava. Mat Bhaktaha Bhava. Be devoted to me. Meaning, know who that Bhagwan is and then be loving towards that Bhagwan. Even if we don't know, it is okay. We can be loving towards that Bhagwan. Madhyaji Bhava. Whatever you offer it unto me. That is, let me be the vessel which takes in all your offerings. It's not scattering it in general or giving it to my own self, but offering it to Bhagwan. Mam Namaskuru. You may worship so many people and so many things in this world. We worship money, we worship power, we worship pelf, we worship beauty, we worship intelligence, we worship so many things. But instead of all that, we can worship Bhagwan. Mam Namaskuru. And then what will happen? What is the result of that? Mam eva eshyasi. You will reach me. Yuktva evam atmanam mat parayanaha. If you keep yourself concentrated and focused on me, you will reach me. And since he says you will reach me, who is that me? Bhagavan is talking about it in chapter 10. The different ways in which he can be reached. Where all you pay your attention, you will be reaching to that Bhagavan. So this is begun actually in chapter 7 itself. In chapter 7 as well as in chapter 9, Bhagavan Shri Krishna has given a lot of indications about where you can find Bhagavan. And so now in the 10th chapter, it is full details about in what all aspects of nature, what are all the best things that you can see Bhagavan in. That is the essence of this whole chapter. And it begins with the avatarika from Bhagavan Sri Adisankaracharya. Saptami adhyaye bhagavataha tattvam vibhutaya cha prakashita navami cha. In the 7th and the 9th chapters, Bhagavan Shri Krishna had expressed his vibhootis, his manifestations. And in the 9th chapter also, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दखे पौरुषं नृषु पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम्. In so many ways. And in chapter 9, पिताहमस्य जगतः माता दाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कारः ऋक्सामयजुरेव च गतिर्भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी निवासः शरणं सुहृत् प्रभवः प्रलयस्थानं निदानं बीजमव्ययं तपाम्यहमहं वर्षं निगृह्णाम्युत्सृजामि च अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च सदसच्चाहम् अर्जुन. In so many verses in these two chapters, Bhagavan explains about in what all ways he is present, where all he is present, so that we can choose any one form for our meditation to quieten our mind. That's the idea. Now in chapter 10, the whole of chapter 10 is full of Bhagavad Vibhootis. So Bhagavan Adisankaracharya says, Atha idanim yeshu yeshu bhaveshu chintyaha Bhagavan tete bhava vaktavyaha. In this chapter, in what all emotions, I can think about the previous chapters said where all he is manifested. Emotions means as whom, in what forms, in what ways I contemplate on Bhagavan, I will reach Bhagavan. Basically, it is talking about all the great people in this world, all the great yogis, all the great rishis, and all the great Mahatmas, the great warriors, the great gods, and also the great beings in this world in the form of mountains and rivers and all that, the greatness. So in that bhava, in that form, when I worship Bhagavan, then I will become a devotee of Bhagavan. Tattvam cha bhagavataha vaktavyam uktam api durvigneyatvad iti ataha. And also another reason why I am commenting on this chapter, says Bhagavan Adisankaracharya, Tattvam cha bhagavataha vaktavyam uktam. Whatever essence that has been told by Bhagavan in this chapter is durvigneyatvat. It is very difficult for us to comprehend. And so that is why I am contemplating and I am commenting on this chapter, says Bhagavan Adisankaracharya. We begin with verse 1 of chapter 10. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhuya eva mahabaho Shrunu me paramam vachaha Yatteham priyamanaya Vakshyami hitakamyaya. Hey Mahabaho, O Arjuna with great shoulders, Bhuya eva, again great shoulders. Mahabaho means one who has got very strong shoulders. Bhuya eva Mahabaho Priyamanaya, because I am very, you are very devoted to me. There are some two small kids that are gathering my attention outside. So, Priyamanaya, one is a baby and the other is a small boy. So, Priyamanaya, because afterwards, chalo, gar chalo, afterwards. Priyamanaya, leke chalo. Priyamanaya, because you're very devoted to me, for you, hitakamyaya, so that I may do something good for you, I am going to talk about this. Bhuya eva, again I am going to say, yatta vachaha, whatever statement I have made earlier, aham vakshyami, whatever I am going to say now, it is Shreshtam me paramam vachaha. These are all the best words that I can ever put forth for you. Shrunu, hear, O Arjuna. Bhuya eva, bhuyaha, punaha, he mahabaho. Shrunu me madiyam paramam prakrishtam, niratishaya vastunaha, prakashakam, vachaha, vakyam. I am going to talk those statements which are going to shed some light on very, very rare things in this world. Yat paramam te tubhyam priyamanaya madvachanat priyase tvam. Ativa amritamiva piban tataha vakshami hitakamyaya hitechaya. For your own welfare and for your well-being, I am going to say this. Why am I telling this to you? This paramam vachaha, these supreme words. Why am I saying? Because hitakamyaya, priyamanaya, you love what I speak, you pay a lot of attention to what I speak, you want to listen to what I speak, and therefore I tell you these words, Arjuna. Even while playing a flute or any musical instrument, even while playing flute or no any musical instrument, so these children are behaving, they are interacting with me as if I'm like their own parent. So they're taking the advantage of coming here now. Like flute or musical instruments, we just blow in only as much as the instrument can take. There's a musical instrument, we put in only that much pressure which the instrument can take. We cannot blow into that instrument. In the same way, Bhagavan is telling, you are ready, Arjuna, you are listening to my words, and so I want to tell these words to you, which will do you all good in life. So, kimartam aham vakshyami iti ataha. Why am I saying all this? Name. Okay, so the next verse. Why am I going to tell all this? Why is it that I am telling all this to you about these vibhutis? Name vidusura ganaha prabhavam namaharshayah aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah name viduhu suraganaha. Let me read the next verse also because the commentary is written together. Yo mam ajamanadim cha vetti loka maheshwaram asammudha samartyeshu sarva papaih pramuchyate. Name viduhu suraganaha, even all the deva ganas. The devas, they don't know me. Why do the devas don't know me? Because devas are living a life of sense pleasures. Devas are human beings who have been born as divine beings, have been given a kind of a position, a kind of a play, a space where they can do something for the welfare of the whole world, and at the same time they can have a very happy and blissful life. So they are the devas, and so they're always looking outward. Their senses are focused outside. They are not thinking of anything within. So the devas cannot reach me. Prabhavam na maharshayaha. My glory or my greatness, even the maharshis cannot know. Why? Because the maharshis are already very contemplative and they are not seeking this knowledge. With whatever knowledge they have, they are in the contemplation of their own self. Maharshayaha. Aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha paran sarvashaha. I am the source and the origin of the devas and the maharshis in all directions, in all ways. By all means, I am the beginning and the source. Yo mam ajam anadim cha vetti loka maheshwaram. The one who knows me as Ajam, the unborn, Anadim, the one who does not have any beginning. Ajam means I'm not born. Anadi means there is nothing from the beginning at all. I am there always. Vetti, the one who knows. Loka Maheshwaram, the master of this universe, the Lord of this universe, one who knows me. Asam Mudhaha, how do we know? Without any kind of a doubt, without any kind of a confusion. Asam Mudhaha, Samartyeshu, among human beings, Sarva Papaihi Pramuchyate. What is the purpose of knowing me? What is the purpose of knowing a film actor? Maybe we get something people will, wow, you know Rajinikanth, you know Kamal Hassan, you know Amitabh Bachchan, some kind of a fame we will get. The fame of that actor we will take a little bit when we know them. When we know the prime minister or the president or the secretary or the commissioners or the MLAs or the ministers, we can get things, certain things done in this world. So what happens when I know Bhagavan? When I know Bhagavan, who is Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, what happens? Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. All my sins will be gone. What is a sin? Any action I do that can create a disturbance in mind, and that very disturbance in mind can be giving me repetitive situations in life which can always keep me in that state of disturbance. That is called a sin. So we have collected, by so many actions that we have done so many lifetimes, we have collected a lot of sins, and without any cause, the mind goes into a state of disturbance many a time. So that is called sin. So these sins will be removed if I know Bhagavan in his original nature. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. Prakarshena muchyate means there is very well gone. Once it is gone, it never comes back. So it is not that it appears as if it's gone and then again it comes back. When somebody else creates something, problems come back. No. Problems are once and for all gone. When all the sins are gone. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. So that is the phalashruti of knowing Bhagavan. Name viduhu na jananti suragana brahmadayaha. Suragana, the groups of devas, the hosts of devas, beginning from Brahmaji, they do not know me. Kim te na viduhu mama prabhavam prabhavam prabhu shakti atishayam athava prabhavam prabhavanam utpattim. What do they not know? They do not know my origin. They do not know my greatness. They do not know my glory. Na viduhu mama prabhavam prakarshena bhavaha. I exist in a special manner in this world. They do not know my prabhavam. Prabhu Shakti Atishayam. Prabhu Shakti means, what is it prabhavam? I am existing as a master, as a lord. I can make things in this world. I can break things in this world. I can run things in this world. They do not know me. So, Kasmat te na viduhu iti uchyate. How do they not know me? Aham adihi karanam hi. In what manner do they not know me? Aham adihi karanam hi yasmat devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha sarva prakaraihi. They do not know me because I am the cause for their origin. Like the child will not know about the mother because the mother has only created the child up to a point of time. Afterwards, they think that they may know, but they will not know completely. Because there are so many children who, after many years, after their parents have gone also, they hear some stories about their parents from their neighbors and from their relatives and from their families. They learn stories from their parents, and they they are very surprised. So that is how, even though they are their own children, they may not know everything about whatever their own parents. In the same way, these gods, Brahmaji and oh my god, these gods, Brahmaji and others, 1 minute please. So these gods, Brahmaji and the rishis, have been created by this Bhagavan, have been created by Bhagavan, so they do not know me, Bhagavan says. Itaha cha aham maheshwaraha lokanam. In this way, aham adihi karanam hi yasma devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha. Kim cha, furthermore, what is it? Yomam ajam anadim cha yasmat aham adihi devanam maharshinam cha mama anyaha adihi vidyate ataha aham ajaha anadihi cha anaditvam ajatve hetuhu. Yomam ajam, the one who is, ajam means unborn, anadi, the one who does not have any origin, cha yasmat aham adihi devanam. I am, since I do not have an origin, the devas have an origin, so I am the cause for the devas and the maharshis. Cha mama anyaha adihi vidyate. Other than me, there is no other source. Vidyate ataha aham ajaha anadihi cha Anaditvam ajatve hetuhu. This lack of origin is the cause for me being unborn. I am unborn. I do not have an origin. I do not have a source. So therefore I am unborn. Tam mam ajam anadim cha yo veti vijanati loka maheshwaram lokanam mahantam ishwaram turiyam ajnana tatkarya varjitam asammudha sammoha varjitah samartyeshu manusyeshu sarva papaihi sarvaihi papaihi matipurva matipurva kritaihi pramuchyate pramoksyate. So what happens if I know this Bhagavan? Tam mam ajam anadim cha yo veti. That person who knows me as ajam, unborn, and anadim, the one who does not have any adi, or one who does not have any beginning, chaveti, vijanati, samyak janati, the one who knows very well, loka maheshwaram, lokanam mahantam ishwaram. I am the Lord, I am the master of this universe, this whole universe. Turiyam, I am beyond the dream, deep sleep, and the waking states. Ajnata tat ajnana tatkarya varjitam. I do not have any ajnana in me. I do not have any ignorance. There is no darkness in me. Asammudaha, sammoha varjitaha, the one who knows me very clearly, without any delusion, as knowing me through the body, knowing myself as a body, and then trying to know Bhagavan also as a physical presence. That is mudhatvam, the one who does not have uh, that kind of a physical understanding, but knows the essence of who that Bhagavan is. So, what is the some asammudaha is, you see the light, and you think the light bulb is so bright. That is only mudha. Mudha means the light bulb is only a dark equipment. When the light burns through the light bulb, the light is only shining. So knowing asammudha, knowing Bhagavan, means knowing Bhagavan as that light which is shining, and not the bulb through which it is shining. There is a physical body as Bhagavan. So asammudaha samartyeshu, among human being, manusheshu, sarva papaihi, all sins, sarvaihi papaihi, matipurva amatipurva kritaihi. Some sins we do knowingly, with all calculation. We really plan out our sins and we do those actions. Some sins we do without knowing what we are doing, because we are ignorant. Pramuchyate, pramoksyate. When I get free of sin, it means one thought just goes away from my mind. The presence of the thought in the form of a smarana vritti, in the form of a memory, can always, if it is a negative thought, it can always keep giving me trouble at all times. It can always be acting itself out. It can always be expressing in my mind. It can express through my words. It can express through my actions. It can express through the situations that reach me in my life. So that is sarva papaihi pramuchyate. Those thoughts will be removed. Removed. One moment. Those thoughts will be removed when when you know me in this manner. So the one way of clearing our mind is to worship Bhagavan and to pray to Bhagavan. Lokanam mahantam ishwaram turiyam ajnana. So all the sins will be gone. So how to worship that Bhagavan, how to pray to that Bhagavan. Even now, we don't need to really study the Bhagavad Gita, or we don't need to know some music. We don't need to sing some bhajans. Even if we go for movies, we choose the right movies to watch. For example, now a very, very, very great blockbuster movie, Mahavatar Narasimha by Hombale Films. It is doing the rounds and all. They are not able to take that movie out of the theater. They are not, the movie where the investment was around 6 crores in the beginning, and then with the producers it became 40 crores, and now the collection is more than 200 crores. It is going everywhere. It is such a powerful movie. If at all you ever feel that I do not know how Bhagavan will look like, you go to that movie, you will know how Bhagavan Vishnu looks. You know how Bhagavan Narsimha looks, you know how Bhagavan Varaha looks. All these avatars, you can see them and you can enjoy the stories in the movie theater. And even a movie can invoke bhakti in us, even a movie can invoke that sense of devotion in us. So in any means we can know Bhagavan, we can do our bit to know Bhagavan. And when we know Bhagavan, what happens? Many people who have been working in that movie, who have all been working in the different departments. I listened to the interview by Ashwin Kumar, who's a director, said they have worked on that movie for 2 years, and whatever habits they've been having, when they work through the movie, all those habits have left them and gone. That is what is called sarva papaihi pramuchyate. Bhagavan here says, a person who worships me and knows me in my true nature, sarva papaihi pramuchyate, means these are all sins, all our habits, all our relationship issues, all our anger, all our hatred, all our jealousy, all our sins. Pramokshate, all the sins will be gone. So, itaha aham cha maheshwaraha itaha, from here onwards, therefore, aham maheshwaraha lokanam. So, because of these reasons, I am called as Maheshwara, means the Lord, the Master. Lokanam. Then the next two verses 4 and 5. Buddhir jnanamasam mohaha kshama satyam damashamaha sukham dukkham bhavo bhavaha bhayam cha bhayameva cha ahimsa samata tushtihi tapodanam yasho yashah bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prithagvidhah. I am buddhihi, jnanam, asammohaha. What are these qualities? The intellect, which can distinguish between good and bad, right and wrong, dharma and adharma, me and the other, who am I and what is not I. That is the intellect, the capacity, the thought which has the power to distinguish between things is called the intellect. Buddhi, jnanam, the knowledge of who I am, Atma Swarupa Jnanam, Jnanam. Asam Mohaha, clarity of thought. There is no delusion. What is Moha? When we think that I am the body, and like when you respond as a body, you think that I am this person who is sitting here, who has to go, who has to come. No, I am that self, I am that Atma, which is in the form of an understanding of the thought within. So that is the Atma. But instead of that, I think I am the body, and you say I am hurting, I am happy, I am sad, I am hungry, I am worried, I am anxious, I am hateful, I am loving, I am desirous. Everything is considering the body, mind, and intellect as I. That is moha. Asam moha means without any delusion. Kshama, the quality of patience. Satyam, the quality of speaking the truth, meaning whatever is there in the mind, putting that alone as words and expressing those as words and not anything else contrary to that. Damaha, control of the sense organs. Shamaha, control of the mind. Sukham, joy. Dukkham, sorrow. Bhavaha, bhavaha is being manifest. Abhavaha, not there, not present. Bhayam, fear. Abhayam, freedom from fear. Ahimsa, not creating injury towards others. Samatha, balance of mind. Tushtihi, contentment. Tapaha, austerities. Danam, giving in charity to others. Yashaha, fame. Ayashaha, ill fame. Prathak vidaha, there are different types of bhavas. There are different types of emotions and experiences. Bhavaha. Bhutanam evacha. Bhutanam evacha. Matta eva bhavanti. All these emotions, all these feelings and all these experiences, they're all rising up from me only. Matta eva bhavanti bhutanam eva cha. All these bhavas in all human beings, meaning all of us feel, we feel joy, we feel sorrow, we feel hatred, we feel anger, we feel wonder, we feel adbhuta, we feel vismaya, we feel sorry, we feel difficulty, we feel angry, we feel jealousy. From where does this come? Everything comes from me, because I am that supreme bhava from which everything originates, says Bhagavan. Buddhihi antakaranasya sukshmadi artha avabodhana samarthyam tadvantam buddhiman iti hi vadanti. What is buddhi? Buddhi is intellect. Buddhi is intellect. Antakaranasya, antakarana is manas, mind. Mind is the thought. Buddhi is that essence in that mind which can give the direction to the thought. That is buddhi. So the thought can go in any direction, but the buddhi is the one that says you can go this way, you don't go that way, you can go up, you can go down, you can tone yourself down, you don't talk too high. Whatever those instructions that are coming from within to say something is the buddhi. And then you have ahankara, is the I sense. You say somebody is disturbing, you say wait, don't do something. You say don't, it is disturbing me, or I want to eat, I feel hungry. There is a temporary use of the word I that is called ahamkara. It is a thought, that ahankara. And then you have another thing called chittam. Chittam is that storehouse of memories. Maybe in the brain, the place for the chittam is the amygdala, which is a small badam. Badam is, what is it called in English? I suddenly forget. Badam shaped, mm, it's something like, because so many things are going on around, and I'm like in the midst of some Deepavali celebration, I'm giving a YouTube talk, but it's okay. Bhagavan tests us in many ways, and never keeps us in the state of, never keeps everything so quiet and so calm for us that life becomes very easy. So, badam is, we eat it every day, we add it in our drinks and all that. So, anyway, so that small badam shaped thing in our brain is the amygdala, which is the one that stores all our memories. So, that is a chitta. Chitta means, chitta is chit plus ta. Chit is consciousness, awareness. Ta is objects. The objects are the object of seeing, the object of tasting, the object of smelling, the object of touching. So the object of feeling. These are all the objects, and many thoughts related to these objects are all stored in our memory called the chitta. And so when this antakaranasya sukshmadi artha avabodhana samarthyam. So buddhi is in this antakarana, in all these four things, I am able to have a subtle perception of what is who is Ishvara, who am I, what is consciousness, what is emotion, what is bhava, what is supreme self. All these are not available for physical verification. When the thought is able to analyze all this, it is called subtle. That is called buddhi. Tadvantam buddhiman iti hi vadanti. Such a person who has the subtle sense of perception is called a buddhiman. Jnanam atmadi. So all these things which spring up from me, Bhagavan has said, Bhagavan Adisankaracharya is explaining everything word by word. Jnanam atmadi padarthanam avabodhaha asammohaha prati upapanneshu bodhavyeshu viveka purvikaha pravrittihi. So pravritti is, when the vritti is bringing up many objects in front of me, yet if I am able to very clearly perceive the true nature of the self, that is called jnanam, or pure knowledge. Atmadi padarthanam. The pada and artha. Pada means a word, artha means meaning. The right word and meaning for everything is known as a word and meaning only. When you say water bottle is a word, and this is the meaning. This water bottle is a meaning for that word. Pada and artha. And the whole thing, the pada and the artha, registers in my mind as a thought. Atmadi Padarthanam Asammohaha, without any distortion. Prati Upapanneshu Bodhavyeshu Viveka Purvika Pravrittihi. A very clear mind, which is Viveka means able to distinguish between what is the self and what is not the self. Kshama, what is Kshama? What is patience? This is a bhava. Bhagavan says that bhava arises from me, right? So we are talking about what is patience. Akrishtasya taditasya va avikrita chittata. When somebody snatches me or somebody holds me tight with a view to hurt me or somebody hits me, this is what Jesus Christ said when somebody shows your right cheek. When somebody slaps you on your right cheek, you show your left. This is called kshama. That's what Bhagavan Adisankaracharya says. Akrishtasya, the one who holds me tight with a view to hurt me, or taditasya, even if they slap me, hit me, avikrita chittata, my mind does not waver, my mind does not break into vrittis wanting to hurt the other person or getting angry with the other person. That is called kshama. Satyam. Satya means truth. Yatha drishtasya, yatha shrutasya cha, atma anubhavasya, parabuddhi samskrantaye, tatha eva uchcharyamana. Vak satyam uchyate. Yatha drishtasya, whatever I see, whatever I hear, this speaker called Parveen Sultana, a very beautiful speaker in Tamil, motivational. She's a professor of Tamil and she gives very good motivational talks. And during her talks, she'll always say, I bring this idea and I place it in your mind. I bring this idea and I place it in your mind. She tells in Tamil. So that Bhagavan Adisankaracharya says, Satyam yatha drishtasya yatha shrutasya. Whatever I have seen and whatever I have heard, whatever I have read, whatever I have contemplated well, it can include all that. Atma anubhavasya, whatever I have experienced, parabuddhi samkrantaye, I want to place it in the other person's mind. What am I doing right now? I am bringing out all the thoughts from the Bhagavad Gita and placing it in the person, in the mind of the person who chooses to listen or wishes to listen. Parabuddhi samkranti. It is leaving me and going into the other person's intellect. It is becoming the other person's thought. Samkrantaye tatha eva uchcharyamana vak satyam uchyate. So when I'm doing this work, when I'm taking an object from my house and placing it in somebody else's house, I take care that they are all pure. They are all coming out of the right intention, and the intention is very pure. That is called satyam. Damaha. Damaha is bahya indriya upashamaha. Bahya indriya, the sense organs of perception. The eyes, the ears, the nose, the smell, and the sense of feeling, sense of touch. They're all contained. Meaning the eyes are not going after, like you see, when you go into a sweet shop, or maybe you take a child into a sweet shop, or you seat a child at a hotel where the waiter is coming and he is having the list and he is reading out the list, and the child is looking all around everywhere, who's eating dosa, pani puri, basandi, and puri or idli or pongal. So many things are around. The child's eyes are going all around. So that is called Bhakya Indriya. Is the eyes, the sense organ of perception, is trying to hold on everything and gather information from all directions. So Dhamma is bringing that sense organ of perception and placing it in its stapanam swasya golake, says Bhagavan Adisankaracharya. Taking the sense organs of perception and putting it in their golaka. There is a power that goes out through the sense organ of perception. That power is going on acting. The eyes do not go there, the ears do not go there, but the power behind the eyes reach very far. The power behind the skin reaches a little farther away from the body. The other three sense organs, the power does not move out of those sense organs. The other sense organs like the hearing and the smelling and the tasting, they stay in the sense organ only. Whereas the power of the eyes go very far away, as far as possible. It can reach, it goes. And the power of the skin also spreads a little away from the body. That is why we do not appreciate it when people come too close to us, because we can start feeling from this distance also. The power of consciousness is going through our sense organ of perception. So, damaha, indriya nigraha, controlling of the sense organs. Shamaha, antakaranasya nigraha. Antakarana is the manas, the buddhi, the chitta, and the ahankara. Shama is calmness. That's a word from which shanti comes. The word shanti comes from shama. Shama means shamata, meaning the antakarana is balanced. What is it? The manas, the thought. The thought is not going after many objects of perception. And then the chittam, the memories are not disturbed all the time. The memories are all calm and contained. Then the buddhi is not functioning well, meaning the buddhi is functioning sharply. And then the ahankara, the ego, is not projecting itself all the time. You know what? Who did this? I did this. I did that. It is only possible by me. I am suffering. I am hurt. I am humble. I am great. I am possessive. I am not possessive. Whatever it is, the I, that is also very quiet. That is shamaha, antakaranasya shamaha. Sukham, ahladaha. Sukham is joy. This feeling of sukha. Dukkham, santapaha, sorrow. I'm feeling very difficult, finding it very difficult. There is dukkham. Bhava, udbhavaha, creation. Creation happens in the physical body. Babies are born, then emotions are created. Abhavaha, no creation. There is nothing that is manifest. Creation is what is manifest, what is created, where you can create a painting, you can create a writing, you can create music, you can create a movie. Everything comes from me. Abhavaha, tad viparyayaha, nothing happening, just lying down and sleeping. There is no projection outside in the world. Bhayam cha trasaha, fearlessness, and abhayam, fear. Bhayam is fear, and abhayam, fearlessness. Both come from me. Evacha tad viparitam. Fear and fearlessness both come from me. Ahimsa, apidita. Ahimsa means, what is ahimsa? Apida praninam. So, ahimsa. Himsa means to hurt. Ahimsa means to not hurt other human beings, other creatures. That is ahimsa. There's another beautiful root word for the word ahimsa. Tapo himsane, tamo himsane. Tamas or ignorance also causes himsa to others. If I am ignorant, if we say ignorance is bliss for me, but hurting for others. When we are ignorant and we act out of that ignorance, many people are troubled by that. So, when we work towards purifying our mind and purifying our knowledge, then we are also practicing ahimsa. Because murkha, the word murkha itself, when we do actions out of ignorance, it causes a lot of injury to others. Ahimsa, apida, praninam, not hurting others. Samata, samachittata. Samata means balanced mind. The chittam, the space in the memory which contains all the memories is always in balance. There is no excessive expression, or there is no depression also. There is no expression, there is no suppression, there is no oppression, there is just balance. Tushtihi santoshaha, samyak toshaha. Tushti means contentment with what I feel, contentment with the experiences I have. That is tushti. Paryapta buddhihi labheshu. When I get something, I have paryaptam. I am very happy. I am content. That is tushti. Tapa, indriya samyama purvakam, sharira pidanam. Indriya samyaka purvakam means indriya samyama purvakam, controlling the senses. Samyama means very well in charge, keeping all the senses in charge, controlling the movement of the eyes, controlling what the ears. Controlling means observing and managing, not exactly physical control. From within, we are able to see. For example, if I am turning around, there's some fight going on somewhere, and I don't have anything to do with that. The natural tendency is to turn around and see what's happening. So it is okay to see what's happening with a view to protect our own self and to move our path, or to see if I can contribute something to make a difference in that situation. If that is not there, simply hanging around that place and turning around and looking at it and enjoying it is not control. So that is tapa indriya samyama purvakam, by controlling the senses, by organizing the senses, by regulating the senses. Sharira pidanam, also contorting the body. Sharira pidanam means tapa, there are many meanings. Tapa alochane is also there, contemplation is also tapas. Tapas is also not eating too much, or like fasting is also called tapas. Sharira pidanam means controlling the body by controlling the senses is also tapas. Danam yatha shakti samvibhagaha. Danam is I'm giving towards others, yatha shakti. Whatever I can, I distribute it to others. Samvibhagaha. Yashaha dharma nimitta kirtihi. Kirti, yashas is fame, but this fame is coming because I am functioning in dharma, I am functioning in righteousness and rectitude. Apayashaha tu adharma nimitta akirtihi. Ill fame because of adharma, because of actions, doing actions that I am not supposed to do, then I get ill fame. That bhava is also arising from Bhagavan. The bhava of dharma is also arising from Bhagavan. Shama is also arising from Bhagavan. Dama is also arising from Bhagavan. Ahimsa is arising from Bhagavan. All these qualities. Shama is also arising from Bhagavan. Bhavanti bhava yathokta buddhyadayo bhutanam praninam matta eva ishvarat prathakvidha nanavidaha swakarmanurupena. According to our own actions, nanavida bhava, all these emotions are all rising from Bhagavan. How do they come? Bhagavan is not partial. Bhagavan says, okay, you experience Shama, you experience ill fame. He does not distribute it partially. Bhagavan has got nothing to do with that. How does it come? Swakarma anurupena. By what all actions I do, I get all these kind of bhavas. And from where did these bhavas spring? These bhavas spring from Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is like the bank. I put 1,000 rupees, somebody else put 1 lakh rupees, somebody else puts 1 crore rupees, and somebody else puts 100 crore rupees. And each one of those persons will get returns according to how much they have put. One who has put 100 crores will not get the deposit amount interest for 10 rupees or 100 rupees or 1,000 rupees. And the one who gets puts 1,000 rupees will not get the interest rate according to 1 crore rupees deposit. So it is not that the bank is partial to this person and not and is favoring that person. Swakarma anurupena, according to the action that that person has done, that bhava, that experience is experienced within us. It's a very, very, very beautiful verse. In the whole world around now, this is the topic that is the rage everywhere. How to handle our emotions, why do we feel negative, why do we get negative thoughts, what to do, how to move away our negative thoughts and negative emotion, nakaratmak vichar, all that is going on. Here the source is Bhagavan, and so you hold on to the source, then you can choose what you want, what are the emotions that you want. When you hold on to the source, you know that the bank is the source for keeping all your money. You put in good deposits into the bank, you keep depositing very well, you're going to get good returns anyway. Be good, do good. Simple as that. Swakarma anurupena. So this is what the Bhagavad Gita helps us, because whether we know the truth or whether we know the self, in between that the knowledge of the self and the present condition in which we are in, there are many, many places where we have to cross, many, many difficulties that we have to cross. And everywhere the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, whether it is Karma Yoga, whether it is Bhakti Yoga, the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita keeps helping us. And the more and more deeper we contemplate, the more and more deeper is our understanding of the verses of the Gita. The verse 6 now. Maharshaya sapta purve chatvaro manavastatha madbhava manasa jata esham loka imah prajaha. Maharshaya sapta maharshis. The 7 maharshis sapta purve tatha chatvaraha manavaha. The 4 manus who are all called Savarna. Savarni and other Manus, Manasa Jataha, who are all born out of my mind. Mad Bhavaha, they are all born out of me, they are born out of my mind. Mad Bhavaha, Loke Imaha Prajaha, and they created all the beings of this earth. How did this earth come into being? I brought forth the Saptarishis, I brought forth the four Manus, and the four Manus and the Saptarishis created this whole world, this whole universe. Maharshayaha, Sapta, Brigvadayaha, Bhrigu and other Maharshis, Purve, Atita Kala Sambandinaha. Purve means long ago, when so long ago, nobody knows how long ago. Atita Kala, something that is very much way into the past. These seven rishis were created from me, says Bhagavan. Chatvaraha Manavaha, four Manus. Manus means the rulers of human beings. Manavanam Raja Manu. Tatha Savarna iti prasiddhaha. They are all called Savarna. These Manus are all Savarni Manu. We are living now in the Vaivasvata Manvantara. The Manu called Vaivasvata is ruling this Manvantara. Ruling means he is ruling all our minds. He is ruling all our thoughts. He is the ultimate dispenser of justice when it comes to the thoughts in people's minds. So it is not without any control that everything is happening. How much ever the world, whatever actions we do in the world, there is some controlling factor that is keeping the world safe, that is keeping everything in its orbit. It is because Manu is the king and he is ruling. Techa madbhava madgata bhavana vaishnavena samarthyena upeta manasa eva utpadita maya jata. They are all absorbed in me, and so I have created them out of my own mind. Manasa jata utpanna esham manunam maharshinam cha srishtihi loke ima sthavara jangamaha prajaha. So these rishis, Sapta rishis, and four Manus who are born out of the being of Bhagavan, the presence of Bhagavan, the presence of Ishvara, have created all this loka of whatever is moving and whatever is not moving, and all the human beings, all the peoples, all the animals and other creation. Everything is brought forth by these Manus and the Sapta rishis. Etam vibhotim yogam cha mama yo vetti tattvataha so vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. So why do I need to know about Bhagavan? What is the use? We ask for everything. What is the purpose? What is the use? Mandaha api karyam anuddishya prayojanam anuddishya mandaha api na pravartate. Even a very dullard will not do any work without a prayojana. So what is a prayojana? What is the use of knowing this Bhagavan, knowing Bhagavan and his presence? Etam vibhutim yogam cha, all these vibhutis of mine, these manifestations of mine, mamayo veti tattvataha, the one who knows these manifestations in its essence, as I am the source of all these manifestations, what happens to that person? Saha avikampena yogena yujyate. Such a person unites or integrates in avikampa yoga. There is no distortion, there is no shaking, there is no dilly-dallying, there is no being wishy-washy. There is so much of clarity in that person's life. The mind becomes steady. Avikampena yogena yujyate. Is there a doubt about this? No. Na atra samshayaha. There is absolutely no doubt. Yujyate means they unite into avikampa yoga. The mind is very still. The mind is in a state of understanding. The mind is in a state of bliss. The mind is in that state of existence. The mind is in the state of all knowledge. So the mind is in a state of existence where there is no fear of non-existence. The mind is in the state of all knowledge where there is no fear of missing out. FOMO is not there in that mind. And then the mind is in the state of bliss where bliss in its own self, that it does not go out seeking for little joys here and there. Etam यथोक्तेन विभूतिं विस्तारं योगं च युक्तिं च आत्मनः दृष्टम् अथवा योगैश्वर्य सामर्थ्यं सर्वज्ञत्वं योगजं योग उच्यते. Here is another definition of yoga. There are earlier some definitions, samatvam yoga uchyate, then yoga karmasu kaushalam. All these definitions were given. Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samhitam in chapter 6. Dukkha samyoga viyoga. The viyoga, separation from joining with dukkha, is called yoga. Now here the definition of yoga is yathoktena vibhutim vistaram yogam yuktim cha atmanaha ghatanam. Yoga is yukti, a means by which I integrate my personality, myself, so that I may realize the truth. Athava yoga aishwarya samarthyam, being in that capable presence. Samyak arthaha, samarthya is completely endowed with that knowledge of yoga aishwarya, the leadership of yoga, being an integrated leader of one's own self. Yogajam sarvajñatvam, knowing everything, the all-knowing being, the all-knowing person. Yogajam sarvajñatvam, getting to that state of knowledge of knowing everything in this universe by being an integrated personality, by realizing the true self of who I am. Yoga uchyate, by knowing that knowledge of I, the true I. And when that knowledge is known in every human being, that I alone is, so whatever is happening in every human being will be known to me. That is called sarvajñatvam. Yoga uchyate, that is called yoga. Mama madiyam yo veti tatvatah tatvena yathavat iti etat. Mama madiyam yo veti, one who knows me in that essence, yathavat iti etat, as it is, one who knows me as it is. That's called tatvatah veti. Saha avikampena aprachalitena yogena samyak darshana sthairya lakshanena yujyate. Such a person gets integrated in avikampa yoga. Kampana, bhukampa means shaking of the earth. That is called earthquake, right? Avikampa means no shaking, no kampanam of the chitta. Aprachalitena, the chitta does not move, the chitta does not waver. Yogena, integrated. By this integrity, how does that integrity happen? Samyak lakshana sthairya, samyak darshana sthairya lakshanena. Because I'm seeing with clarity, I'm seeing oneness, I'm seeing the self everywhere, my mind becomes calm. So when I see the self everywhere, when somebody is joyous, I don't feel jealous. When somebody is sorrowful, I don't feel miserable. I will help, but I will not feel misery. The bhava, the feeling will not change within, because I am having samyak darshana. I am having clarity of perception of who I am, and I am looking from that true perception of the self. So, sthairya lakshanena, sthairya means steadiness, sthirata. Yunjate sambadhyate na atra samshayaha. Yunjate sambadhyate, it is very well united and integrated. There is no doubt about it. Na asmin arthe samshayaha asti. There is no doubt at all in this meaning that I have expressed to you. Kidrishena avikampena yogena yunjate iti uchyate. What kind of avikampa yoga? If you say avikampa, what does it actually mean? We don't understand the meaning. So, what is the kind of avikampa yoga? Aham sarvasya prabhavaha matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Aham, that bhava, that aishwarya bhava, from which all other feelings and emotions come. Aham, that is the I. Sarvasya prabhavaha, I am the origin of everything. Mattaha sarvam pravartate, everything else originates from me. Thoughts originate from me, emotions originate from me, words originate from me, music originates from me, creation originates from me, writing originates from me, dancing originates from me, eating originates from me, sleeping originates from me. Mattaha sarvam pravartate, everything originates from me. That I, iti matva, knowing this, considering this, bhajante mam, the one who serves that I, the one who contemplates on the self, the one who offers everything to the self. Buddha, bhava samanvitaha. Such a person is wise and they have bhava. They have the right kind of feeling. They are fully endowed with that feeling, the presence of Bhagavan. Aham param brahma vasudevakyam sarvasya jagataha prabhava utpattihi matta eva sthiti nasha kriya phala upabhoga lakshanam vikriya rupam sarvam jagat pravartate iti evam matva. The whole explanation is who is Bhagavan, who is Ishvara. Aham Param Brahma. I am that supreme Brahma. What is my name? I am called Vasudeva. Vasanat Vasudevaha. I am present everywhere. So I am called Vasudevaha. Sarvasya Jagataha. Prabhavaha. Prabhava Utpatti. All Jagat, this whole universe is born out of me. Matta Eva. From me itself this world is born. Sthiti, Nasha, Kriya, Phala, Upabhoga, Lakshanam. What is this Jagat? This Jagat is Sthiti, it is there, then it gets destroyed at one point of time. This Jagat is not there. Kriya, Phala, Upabhoga. In this Jagat, or even in this physical body, what do we have? Kriya, Phala, Upabhoga, Lakshanam. We do actions and we get results and we enjoy or suffer those results. Vikriya Rupam, it is modifying all the time. Sarva Jagat Pravartate. This whole world is functioning in this manner. Iti evam matva. Knowing me in this way, bhajante, sevante. I am the creator of this Jagat. Knowing me in this way, sevante, mam buddha avagata tattvartha. The wise person who has understood the meaning of this. Bhava samanvita. Who are also filled with love, filled with that emotion of love. Bhavaha. Bhavana, Paramartha Tattva, Abhiniveshaha. Abhinivesha is love for that supreme self. Tena Samanvitaha, Samyuktaha, iti Arthaha. Bhava is also presence. Bhava is also love. Love alone is divine. Love is that supreme being that we talk about. So that is why there's a beautiful Tirumandiram. Anbum Shivamum Irandenbar Arivilar. அன்பே சிவமாவது யாரும் அறிகிலார் அன்பே சிவமாவது யாரும் அறிந்தபின் அன்பே சிவமாய் அமர்ந்திருந்தாரே அன்பும் சிவமும் இரண்டென்பர் அறிவிலார். The ignorant people says love is different, Shiva is different. அன்பே சிவமாவது யாரும் அறிகிலார். Nobody knows that love is itself is Shiva. Anbe Shivamavadu yarum arindapin. When they know that love alone is Shiva, Anbe Shivamai amarndirindare. They are existing as love. So Bhava Samtena Samanvitaha Samyukta ityartaha. They are endowed with that love for the divine. They are endowed with the love for the self. Kimcha Machitta. Okay, we will see this verse tomorrow. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyat Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boli Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadeva. Hari Om.